In this video, we are going to work with Playwright along with Scrapy to scrape dynamic websites. We are going to start with a very basic website such as this, and then I'll show you one more practical example. In case you don't know what is Playwright, I'll highly recommend that you watch this video where I've given the introduction of what is Playwright and how it is better than Selenium. Essentially, this is a solution that can render the websites. You can work with dynamic website for your web scraping projects. And it goes along with Scrapy very well because of this plugin. This plugin is Scrapy Playwright and it is published by the same folks who created Scrapy. How do you install Playwright? Just run pip install, and then after that, one more step, run Playwright install. This step is going to take care of downloading the browsers that it is going to use. Now let's look at this website. This is codes2scrape.com/js. First of all, we'll see whether this is dynamic or not. How do we check whether it is dynamic or not? Press F12. You'll see the developer toolbox. Press Command-Shift-P or Control-Shift-P and type in disable JavaScript. Now reload the page. Now you can see that the codes are not appearing here. That means this is rendered by JavaScript. I've already written a spider to scrape this site. This is the spider and it's a pretty standard Scrapy spider. And of course it is not going to work, right? Because this page is dynamic. Let's see how we can set up Scrapy Playwright for this project. We have already installed Scrapy Playwright plugin. Now we'll copy the download handlers part. Let's open settings and let's paste in this download handlers. And you'll notice that I have removed all the commented out settings, and we also have to copy this twisted reactor. This line is something that we also need, but there is one more setting that we need to change. By default, Playwright is going to hide the browser. What we want to do is we want to show the browser, right? We are going to add Playwright_launch options, and this is going to be a dictionary. And we are going to say headless is false. Now the next thing that we need to do is changes in the spider, and there is only one line of change. All we need to do is provide a meta keyword. The dictionary key name is Playwright, and all we need to do is set it to true. That's it. This is the only change that we needed to make. Now let's run it from the terminal. Scrapy crawl codes. Now you will see that it's starting the download handlers. This one is taking time because it's launching full browser, and there we go. So you can see that the full browser opened just for a second. You can see a lot of things in the logs, but what is important is we have all those 10 items scraped. Now the practical example that I want to talk about is this particular website. If I press F12 and press Command-Shift-P and disable JavaScript and reload the site, you will see that the content does not load. Let me enable and reload, and I'm going to go through one individual product page. Now this is the individual product page. Again, I want to check whether this is dynamic or not. So let's say disable JavaScript, and as you can see that even without JavaScript, this content is loading. I've already written my spider, sending us Scrapy request to this page, and then I'm parsing it. This is my selector, and from the selector I'm getting links. I'm sending one more Scrapy request, and from the second request I'm parsing individual products. This loop is actually going to run 40 times, right? Similar to this, let's use meta and let's send it here. Does it work now? Let's see. Scrapy crawl Zada. This browser opens, and you can see in the background that there are a lot of requests being sent. Now we can see that all the divs have been loaded, but it's still loading. If you look at this animation, browser loading animation right here, it's still loading. There is some request which is still pending. Now we can see that there is an error. Let's scroll up and look at the log, and we can see that there is a timeout error, and it is saying that timeout of 30,000 milliseconds. That means that it waited for 30 seconds for one of the requests to be loaded, which did not load, and that's why it timed out. Now how do we handle it? The easy way is of course to increase this timeout. Now let's go to settings and let's add one more setting. This one is called Playwright default navigation timeout. It's a long name, but yes, this is what it is. and the default value is 30,000 milliseconds. I'm going to make it 100,000 milliseconds. 100,000 millisecond is 100 seconds, right? Go to the terminal now, and I'm going to execute the same spider once again. Again, the browser should open. Now this time, instead of waiting for 30 seconds, it is going to wait for 100 seconds. Let me forward this video for you. The execution is complete, and let's see the log. Now you can see that the item scraped count is 40. One important point about this website that you need to remember, that only the first request was dynamic. That's why we added the meta as playwright only in the first request. From the parse method, we are sending all the 40 requests for individual products, and these are not going to use playwright because this meta playwright is set to false by default. That's why the beauty of this method is that we are able to utilize playwright, one request, and the next set of requests, which is standard Scrapy request, best of the both worlds. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.